This is the face of an economic powerhouse. African Americans are the largest and fastest growing economic ethnic group in the United States. With more than 36 million people and 12 million households, the African American market accounts for 2 out of every 3 minority dollars spent. This is also the face of the future. The nation's African American population will grow 3 times faster than the non-minority population over the next decade. And more than 70% of the increase in our nation's purchasing power in this decade will come from African Americans. By 2015, the African American economy will be the 6th largest in the world. For example, African American buying power is projected to reach $705 billion this year, a 40% increase in just the past 5 years. Yet, often, this is the face African Americans see on the evening news. It is a face that portrays the African American community negatively and perpetuates stereotypes by only focusing on stories involving crime, drugs, and black-on-white homicide. For example, while homicides among African Americans decreased 33% over the past decade, the Pew Research Center found that television news coverage of these homicides during that same period increased 473%. Research also shows African American spokespersons tend to be marginalized to only sports and entertainment news coverage. A one-week audit of television news sound bites showed that less than 1% of those concerning foreign affairs, economics, or politics involved an African American spokesperson, while nearly a third of the sound bites concerning sports and entertainment featured Black Americans. African Americans are deeply concerned with how they are underrepresented and misrepresented on television news, including the failure to represent accurately the diversity that exists. This deep concern has produced the demand for a news channel targeted to the African American community, as more than 80% of Black Americans now believe that the only solution would be a television news channel programmed specifically for them. The demand for this solution, a national African American television news channel, was carried by the influential Congressional Black Caucus into the public arena.
The news that we generally get is all negative. And of course, we need to have news that encourage people. And I think that having this 24-hour all-news station, actually with Black programming, I think is just the greatest thing that could happen.
I've heard comments all over the country about people, especially African Americans, wanting it. They wanted some programming that would not be just videos, that would not be just geared toward teenagers, but real information.
There are very few things that excite me, but this is one. And it excites me because it opens the door for change. Information gives people an opportunity to make changes.
This news channel is going to be a revolution in television.
The solution is here. Hello, I'm J.C. Watts, and this is the Black Television News Channel, the first and only 24-hour television news channel for African Americans. The launch of the Black Television News Channel, BTN, represents a milestone for African Americans and for all Americans. This is an idea whose time has come, as demonstrated by the overwhelmingly positive national news coverage that the announcement of this network received when it was first announced back in February of 2003.
The first 24-hour news channel.
The nation's first 24-hour news channel aimed at African Americans.
A new company will soon launch the first 24-hour cable channel aimed at
There is another cable TV
viewers.
network. It's about to begin operating.
African American viewers will soon have their own 24-hour news channel.
The development of BTN started in early 2000 when 2 cable networks, the NBC Family Channel and Florida's News Channel, partnered to create a cable service that would provide African Americans with diverse, relevant, and educational television that would offer a pro-family message. Programming began in April of 2003 with the production of a 1-hour daily newscast NBC Network News. The daily newscast hosted by Emmy Award-winning Gordon Graham led the NBC Network's primetime program block for more than 18 months. The production of this one-hour newscast afforded BTN the opportunity to build its vast news-gathering infrastructure and key news content partnerships in preparation for a 24-hour launch. BTN's news-gathering, operational, and programming models are today tested and proven to be successful. BTN is now ready to fulfill its promise of a 24-hour news channel that will educate, empower, inform, and inspire the African American community.
It's been said that America is entering the age of the ownership society, and it is that concept, ownership, that is at the heart of BTN. This channel will deliver exclusive programming that will instill this sense of ownership among African Americans, the sense that BTN is truly the voice of the African American, the voice that speaks about, for, and to a dynamic community on issues in politics, health, the family, heritage, technology, business, and faith.
34% of African Americans.
Are they resonating at all with African American voters?
Turn to racial talks on the job.
Black lawmakers weigh in on what it will take
to ensure that the Black Television News Channel is the voice of all African Americans, BTN has created strong and diverse strategic alliances with key segments of the African American community.
With the Holy Spirit, you're going to begin to speak.
Throughout our history, the church has been the most stable institution in the African American community, and the black ministry remains the community's most influential voice. Today's black megachurches are known for their arena-sized sanctuaries, serving more than 25,000 church members at a single worship, and teleministries that serve more than 2.3 billion viewers worldwide. Without question, churches today control access to the largest audiences that can be gathered in black communities. A Gallup poll shows that 82% of black Americans are church members, the highest rate of all ethnic groups, and 86% of black Americans believe religion is the answer to today's problems.
The whole nation is looking for clarity, for someone to speak. For a network like this, now is the time.
It's not just about black folks that's interested in black folks, but what about the other folks that are interested in black folks?
We need the network because somebody has to tell our people that we cannot consciously continue to marginalize ourselves and expect to be able to enjoy all of the freedoms that go with our emancipation.
All of us don't rap and dance and sing. Some of us do other things too. But how do you market to that if you don't even know the people? BTN is going to introduce you to the real people.
In addition to the black ministries, BTN represents an alliance among the many local, regional, and national African American media outlets. This alliance includes hundreds of African American radio stations, dozens of independent and network television affiliates, the nation's historically black colleges and universities, local and regional African American newspapers and magazines, and prominent civil rights organizations. This model of a multimedia news-gathering alliance delivering content over digital, satellite, high-speed fiber optic, and internet networks, the model of a real-time video news web, is one that has proven to be highly reliable and cost-effective for BTN.
Tonight we take a look at another key election, this time on the West.
Lisa Moser, meteorologist. Tonight we look at the latest development on this. We're joined by Ambassador Carol Mosley Braun, a former Wall Street and Madison Avenue analysts repeatedly point out that the African American population is underserved. There's only one widely available cable entertainment network and no national news network. They recognize that African Americans are, in fact, television's most valuable viewers. African American households watch 40% more television than the average U.S. household, and they are loyal to programming that represents them. For example, each of the top 5 rated shows for African American viewers over the past decade featured black casts and black lead characters. African Americans are also cable television's most valuable subscribers, currently spending nearly $4 billion a year on cable television services. African Americans subscribe to pay television services such as HBO and Showtime at twice the rate of any other group.
African Americans have demanded a solution. The solution is here. As a partner in BTN, I can assure you that our goal will be to always create television that will educate, empower, inform, and inspire our nation's fastest growing economic community, African Americans. BTN, the voice of the African American community.